By attending this meeting, you consent to being recorded.
Oh, it does say that. I didn't know if it did or
Yeah.
not because I use this for trivia. So that's funny. I'm always like, do they know that I'm recording? Dude, okay. So new office, new layout. Saw the blueprints. Can't wait to show them to you. It's 2 floors. It's its own building. So that's cool. First floor is like warehouse everything. There's a walk-in opening layout where it's like kind of, area to hang out, kitchen, whatever. And there's an office that Rob and Tanya would like have. It's one of 2 offices essentially. Their other office is upstairs, which I assume there's going to be like the Game of Thrones chair up in their office. There better be.
Yeah.
But they, dude, yeah, I can't wait to show the blueprints. It's second floor seems crowded because it's like CSM's one spot, sales one spot, HR in the very middle of it all. The installation department operations has their own little area. There's a whole room that's like pool table, foosball, bar, set up kind of thing. And then obviously Rob and Tanya's office. It better be. They better make that dope. But the vibe that is going on at the office currently, at the warehouse office with Luke, Wes, Joe, Kevin, Todd, is exactly the vibe that needs to happen in this office. Like the vibe in the original HQ office. It's cool, but like it's like it's just a different environment, like separated or whatever. Like even like Luke has a little space on the side, but like the way that the one they have now is set up is like everyone's desk is like facing each other, and it's just like it's just the right vibe. It's like everyone's just hanging out, but like shit's getting done all day long. Even if you weren't like didn't have a desk there, you can come in and there's a table where it's like, oh yeah, you just sit here and like you just mingle with everyone there.
Yeah.
So super cool, super chill, but we have work to do because as soon as this launches, like it's one of those, it's like an environment where we want people to want to go work in. Mm-hmm. So we need to be able to like set it up. I'm talking like feng shui of it, and then like promo it, shoot videos of us like going through it or something. Like it's too cool of an opportunity to not be cool.
Yeah.
And I think Rob is like kind of, which Rob's a little bit like he like likes his home base, like he loves the office that we have now, so he doesn't want to really like, apparently it was a lot just to get into, like make this happen.
Yeah.
So there's a little pushback on that end, but I think if it's done right and done well, that it'll be like the coolest spot, like the more what we're about to do, like you and me, and what our role is for this company, where we're headed. We've talked about a lot of things recently, but like I definitely see where it's like we're gonna be popping up there once every month or two, and like we're just gonna spend a few days. Like that's just what we go do, and we're part of the conversation, part of like that's a lot of the day-to-day that I've noticed the last 2 weeks of being up here, especially with these people, like these guys in this room, is like it's conversational things. Like me and you today, I called you and was like, hey, how are the things going on the install? And then that's like a perfect moment to be like, all right, so they're running into this, and it's like what that all these HQ people don't know that's happening on site on the regular, but you and I have that ability to like get those details and make decisions properly based on that,
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's cool. I'm very jealous of what they have, because I want that in Nashville, or I just want that.
We need one
like,
in Nash.
We do, and like hopefully, like as we grow and things happen, like I know we talked about it years ago. We're like, we should do this in Nashville, but hopefully this like kind of pushes that agenda, because it's like, yeah, I mean it's one of those situations where it's like I'm excited to go in there tomorrow because it feels like you're hanging out, but like you're also making big decisions, getting shit done the whole time you're there.
Yeah, just being around the right people.
Yeah, it's what we do on a daily basis, but with the decision makers in each area, and like, yeah, all of it happening around you. So I think it's cool. I'm envious of it because I want to be in that. I want us to be in that so bad, and I think that we could bring a lot to the table if both of us were in that all the time.
Yeah.
But we can't. Like, it's going to be a very occasional thing, but I don't know. I really want your schedule to turn into you're more overseeing a lot of what we're doing, especially in these new client settings, to where you can go do that shit.
I'm hoping. I'm ready for it.
That and like the recruiting. I mean, I still think that we're going to have to go in like the different major markets, and that's going to be a full-time thing. And now that Megan's here, HR director, it's like super cool because a lot of the day-to-day tasks of like what needs to happen for a lot of what we've been doing with just checking in on people, seeing how the installs are going, what can we do differently, all the things, like she can help facilitate that to allow us to do more of the recruitment process, because
yeah,
that's what we're good. That's what we've been doing.
Just keeping people on board.
Yeah, exactly. It's like keeping people wanting it, and like finding more people to be able to do it. And it's like that's just where it's going. And I'm not doing it without you. So I'm basically telling you that you have to come do this. But in order for you have to let go of your IM stuff.
You don't gotta tell me. We gotta get some other IMs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a catch-22. It's like you're so good, and that's the funny part of our world is like you, Keegan, Trevor, Dustin, you're so good at what you do that it's like they get whatever they want because we can't lose them.
Yeah,
and like that's just how it is.
I was looking at the schedule earlier and I realized there's only 6 IMs, and it's like that's tight.
That is tight. Oh, also, we made the phone calls today about the Australia gig.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, they're going to somewhere. I keep thinking they're going there, but it's like Italy.
Yeah, Trevor is going to Italy or whatever, or something. Rome, yeah, Rome, I think, or that area. But April, Australia. You want to guess the team? It's 4 members.
Jonathan.
Easy first pick. And yes.
Aaron.
Aaron is going.
Well, Trevor still. I mean,
Trevor.
W.
Yeah, they're game planning sending 2 IMs.
Well, and the way you said that almost makes me think that Trevor D is the 4th.
Trevor D. Yeah, Trevor.
Damn, I'm pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the money. Yeah, so it was originally going to be, it's 800 points, and they're like booking, which was so funny because let me see. I recorded this. I can show you this. No, we're right here. I recorded the phone call with Johnny. I was hoping for a reaction from him, like just whatever.
What, telling him about it?
Yeah, I was hoping for like a dope reaction, and classic Johnny, no. It was like the first thing he asked was, how long? I don't know. It was just, but then, it didn't matter how long. He was like, well, I'll be able to do whatever. But all right, here's Johnny's reaction.
You might want to go, but whatever. Thinking that you might want to go.
Can you hear this?
I wanted to run it by you first. Yeah. So, Australia is coming, and we need to get people visa up. Would you be down to head to Australia? Yeah. So we're supposed to go there for 6 weeks, or how long we're supposed to be there for?
So I cut the recording there because I was like, man, I wish there were a way bigger reaction on that.
Jonathan's sassy.
Yeah, he is. But then it ended up he was like, yeah, well, whatever it is, I'm down to do it.
That's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be sick. I think they're like, dude, they're a $100 plane ride away from New Zealand.
That'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
Okay.
it's like a, I don't know, 10, 11 hour time difference. So all the crazy things with that, but doesn't matter. It's a huge thing. I'm super pumped that. So this is what I want for our recruitment and like going to all these different markets and stuff and bringing. I want this. I want a content video from them being in Australia. Easiest sell in the world.
They better get one. Some good stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I thought I was like, I love that Aaron's going because I can talk with Aaron and Aaron will be like, I see the vision and he'll shoot it. On the call today, I was like, Johnny, this is the only reason that you're going is because you're about to be the face of all the promo videos. He hated that. He hated it so much.
Man, I don't. Why do you gotta show me?
Yeah,
Why?
he goes, I just want to install sensors.
Classic.
But it's like 800 points. They're calling for like 6 to 8 weeks because of a potential of like hitting another site. But if they don't do that, it'll only be 2 weeks tops.
6 to 8 weeks. That's crazy.
In that, yeah, it's like I would definitely be in on doing this, but I cannot give them 6 to 8 weeks on the road.
No, never
No
again.
longer. Yeah, I just can't. I literally like cannot do it.
Dude, yeah, I've been pretty loaded up lately, but I guess it's really just the normal amount. The breaks are just short.
Yeah, dude, if we can find and not just find but build out like 2 or 3 more of you, then we can move on to the things that we need to focus on. Like I feel like what you have to offer and what you do with the company is way bigger than the IM role now. Like there's too many other things going on that you're going to be a necessity for. And I do think recruiting is a big one because that was the hardest thing about the job fair was trying to pitch it, trying to sell it. I know they're all looking for just I don't know, just internships, co-ops situation, but we would be good enough at selling it that they would drop out of college for it.
Potentially. I think really a senior though, like same situation almost every one of us, a lot of us went through, but you and me, let's say for example, graduate college. Well, you did take you had that other job for a while, that other like sales job or whatever it was. So, but like we were serving tables, it's not like our college degree said, here's this job to go after. Like we didn't fall into that. Like, some people they do like get pretty well set up and it's like as soon as they graduate, they're in their field, like going at it. But It doesn't happen for everybody. So, if we talk to some people on the edge of that, like we could definitely reel some in. Jason, he was doing school while he was working.
Yeah,
he did it like at the beginning. So, there might be somebody out there willing to do something like that because depending on their setup, it's like, they could travel and do school or do whatever. Like,
yeah, that was kind of it was a conversation today of okay, so I have 3 guys. Actually, 2 of them I put on your calendar for next week for interviews.
I saw.
They don't graduate until May of next year. So we're talking about the idea of they want a full-time gig for the summer. So finish school, exams in May, and then we bring them out as technicians. And they go for, 2-3 months full-time, figure out the ropes of the normal like training process, all the different industry or whatever roles, departments, clients that we go see. Then once they start back in school again, they stay with us part-time and spend whatever time they need to. Like we work around their schedule, so they will be in the warehouse building equipment, helping out Cam, who's in the warehouse right now. I pitched to him, I was like, could you use a couple interns? He's like, yeah. Honestly, especially as we're about to hit just the growth that we are, like, yeah, it would help for productivity. So let them work in the warehouse, build rapport in that way, especially if it's this new building where it's like everyone is there. Yeah. Now they're bought into not only the road life but that, and then maybe gigs here and there if we can work it around their schedule. And if not, then by the time they graduate, it's a long-term play here.
That's a long con.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, and it's like is that worth it? But in my head, it's like you got guys, you're talking to kids that like are in college and they're super motivated by just their niche of they're just brainwashed. Like, I'm about to be an IT guy and do this, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not how the world works, brother. If you come into this industry, you've now opened up doors you didn't know existed.
Yeah,
And then you get word of mouth. They're like, yeah, what'd you do all summer? I went to Rome for a couple weeks. I did this project. This job is cool. This job is not that hard. And there's a bunch of fucking cool people here. Now it's word of mouth. We kind of trickle that route. It's it's the tough waters of like an inconsistency, because it's not like they're full time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one way to think about it, if you did get some of them to work a summer that did like it, even if they don't really get anywhere, they could also tell their friends or their family, like, hey, there was a job I did over the summer that was crazy cool. Like, if you want to try to just do that, like maybe they got a shitty job or they're just looking for a new job in general, and it might line up for somebody and turn out to be a big winner, you know?
Yep. And I think that's where we've kind of dropped the ball over the last year of, well, not necessarily dropped the ball, because we've definitely been trying to grow in different areas. We figured out salary for a bunch of our guys. We figured out new roles. Like, we've built out what we have, but we've lost that consistent referral, new hire, word of mouth, like what Waits has been and how it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just stagnant for a minute, and then, you know, we kind of ramped quick and we got hit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even if we hired like 10 more people a year ago, that might not mean nothing. Like, it might not be managers or something special, you know?
Yeah, because we have a different mindset on it now.
It's hard. Like, I don't know how quick we're going to be able to get people to that. Edit this or don't edit this. I don't care. If we don't figure some stuff out and get it straight, like a person like him, say if he has the potential, I mean, unless he's really just like, hey, I get paid enough, I don't care what we're doing. If he sees like it being sloppy and how many problems can arise, like that have been arising lately, that's going to turn some people off from being like, dang, that doesn't seem, you know, that seems stressful. But at the same time, if that's way more money than they've made or whatever the deal is, they probably won't care. But I could see a couple people kind of being like, oh, like, that doesn't make sense.
Like, I want this to be the opportunity that's like, holy shit, how did I get this? You know?
Yeah.
I definitely feel like we're in one of those moments, like very similar to how it was when we were in the restaurant and then went into this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like we'll remember these conversations, because I feel like that's like where we need to focus our energy and attention, because of the time we put into the game and what we need to build out from our knowledge we learn. And not only that, but just what we do with people in general.
Yeah.
And keeping the culture and all the things that we do. I mean, I literally couldn't do it without you. So it's like that's hand in hand. So I think that's like, I don't know. I'm trying to paint a picture that works for both of us at home.
Yeah.
But also allows us to continue with what we like to do, which I think recruitment is our avenue.
Yeah, I think we could, I don't know, we got to get you one of them job fairs together and see how it goes. But, you know, I think I tell them some shit, tell them the facts, tell them what I know. You bring the hype.
Yeah.
And then I double down on the hype. Because once you bring up the hype, I bring up the best story possible of like, oh man, this time we went wherever, you couldn't believe what we saw, experienced. And then at that point, you know, you're just like, that's when you hit them with the, so when do you want to start?
Yeah,
like this.
Exactly.
Like we can razzle dazzle them a little.
Yeah, and it's not even a razzle. Like it is a razzle. It's not even it's not like we're bullshitting them. It's like
no.
But it's like, how do you relay to someone without coming across as like, this guy's full of shit? Well, here's how. You get the both of us, and then like that, we're not going to deliver shit to you. I'm going to tell you straight up. You're going to do it the way it would just cohesively works. Is like, it has the best opportunity for continuing what we've been doing. We've been doing it. This is what we've been doing, man. It's how it was. It was like we didn't do any of the interviewing process. We would just get referrals. They would send us contractors. They would start as contractors. All right, well, let's put them with Josh and Lance. They come out and they start working with us, and it's like, oh shit, this is cool. Like, but like, we just have to scale that. And I think it's like we didn't know we were prepping for it, or that this was even an option for us. But this is a thing.
We get to train almost all the boys.
Yeah, literally almost.
Jonathan too, at least like MSP, because that was like us, and then like all the 5 new people that came at MSP, and then after that we went to Tampa. We had Keegan and Scott showing them some stuff, you know what I mean? And now it's just like look where everybody's at now. Like everybody took off.
Yeah.
Took off as in up, not ran away.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to, I guess, like outline that for us. I do still love the potential opportunity of what we had discussed a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to dive into it on this, but that is for sure an avenue that's like, yeah, you should man that.
I'm waiting for that conversation. I'm kind of just, you know, I told you the other day about that whole thing where I was getting a call and I was like, I got to double check what you're going to tell me just in case.
Yeah.
And then it happened to be. Yeah. So, but I was like, let me see if this is about this real quick. So
yeah,
it's going to be like excitement. Like that, like a dude waiting for a phone call from a girl or something. Like you see her name pop up and you're like, oh, she's calling. Like this is how I'm gonna be like, oh, he's calling me. This could be my news.
Yeah.
So
and that was what was cool about it all, was that I didn't pitch that. Like I normally will, like, if an opportunity arises, like who should do this, I would. If I think that you would like it, I would be like, oh, fucking Josh. I didn't come up with it. It was pitched to me, and I was like, fuck yeah. But I think that's just the beauty of the beast. It's like that's what is going to happen over the next few years, especially like with the knowledge that we've gained.
Well, yeah, if they hit me with that, I'll own it too. Like I'm not gonna mess around. Like,
oh, I know you won't.
Because it's just something. Like I could see, like you can get a lot of things developed right off the get-go. Like I can try to think of all this stuff. Like it's not something I have to be like, oh, how are we gonna tackle this? It's like I know for the most part, and you've seen me operate. I can talk to the people. You know, I can talk to just about any of them.
In an amazing way. It's like you even when in times when you don't know what the fuck is going on. The way that you interact with a person is like you don't even need to have detail about what's going on. It is like it's fluid, and I honestly can't describe it. I can't describe like how you do it. I wish I could put that into a teaching moment for people, but I can't. It's like it's unteachable kind of thing, you know.
It's it is really fun, depending, or even like, you know, with the situation today, just waiting around, and you know, there's probably a couple of times where I was seeming not the happiest, but like at the same time kept the composure, like still chopping it up with the guy, like, you know, no matter how long you made me wait, it's like I'm not gonna jeopardize anything by being pissed off or being an asshole, even though he might understand. It's like I'm gonna own the moment and be charismatic and you know, be firm if I got to. If they're like trying to lean into some other stuff, it's like, oh, let's bring you back right here. Like, don't go too far from that. Because he had a couple of times where I'm like, no. I was like, we're leaving. We're done. Come on. But not in that sense. But it's been a really fun part over the years, especially Amazon, because there were so many pickles we were in, or there was some fun ways to think about how to go about stuff, and you know how to. You know, my favorite is talking to the operations people, and they're like, yeah, there's a 30-minute break. And I was like, well, you wouldn't mind if we use 20 minutes of it, right? And we'll have everything ready to go for you after that. Like, just like, learn how to make your promises right. Like, and don't, like, the first day you ask, you might even do it early, because you make them know that you really took care of it. You ain't going to push the time limit.
Yeah.
On your 7th day, you might
You
push
know,
the
you
time
might-
limit because they already trust me at that point.
Yeah.
So you gotta like play the game.
And that
Like
is,
the
that was a
people-
conversation today. That is an unteachable thing. That 2,000 point V2, 800 of them are downtime. Yeah. Are you doing? Oh, I'm also probably going on that.
I'm going, yeah.
And Allie.
In New Jersey.
Yep. I got asked today, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. But that is an unteachable moment where it's like you have backend CSM and all the people being like, how long? Okay, we have these downtime points. How much time do you think that'll take? How much time do we need to allot for that? Well, the next question, which Wes was talking about today, is can we utilize your downtime break windows, like when you go to lunch, all the things? And it's like those, without the proactiveness or ability to do that, like, and that's just not documented. That
Yeah.
you don't realize how much time you're saving by one. You can't figure that out beforehand. You got to get there. You got to day one integrate that into the conversation. You're talking about take-ups. Can we do those during downtime? You don't ask that question. You make it happen. Like you just
Yeah.
integrate it into the convo. You know.
Oh yeah, if you do it and they're mad, it's like, well, oh, I'm sorry, we've done that at other places, and I just really didn't think of any different of it. So next time I'll check in with you guys about a questionable thing,
Dude, and it builds rapport in that moment. Yeah, it's like a perfect way to get forgiveness, but like also test your limits without pissing them off.
Yeah, as long as you don't stop anything. Like if you stop something, you might just be in trouble either way. But
Mhm.
we got to
Yeah.
play the game.
Gotta play the game. It's like those are the details, the finite details that. Yeah, I mean, even this idea of pushing anyone into IM in 6 weeks is a crazy idea. If it works, it's the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Yeah,
So
I'm really.
a huge advocate for it.
mean,
but,
I
like,
was-
no one's
I'm-
ever done that.
I'm wishing, we could think about some of our guys, but I don't know if anybody's really wanting that either. That type of stuff, like,
I've looked at the schedule of up and down multiple times the last few weeks, and I think we are at the point. I would love for this to work, and then our guys see it work, and then those that are just technicians be like, I would like in on this track.
yeah. And I feel like, at any point in time, say especially if it's just me and one other person, they're damn near getting the training at that point because that's the only person I have to talk to. So we just
they're
talk
hearing it all.
about. They hear every issue. They hear everything that like. Maybe even solutions. Maybe they come up with a solution and they're not even thinking about it, but they like solved a problem that I would be solving. So technically they just did part of the job already if they happen to, have a good thought. And there's plenty of times where people do have a good thought and you're like, okay, cool, because my brain's not working right now. Like I needed that.
And that's what makes a good leader, person in charge, is someone that is open to that, where it's not, and also it can't be forced. Like some of our new guys come in and they force, like, I've done this, blah blah blah, let me tell you how to do this. It can't happen that way. They have to, like, that relationship has to be built where you allow that opportunity, and then all of a sudden now we're like, yeah, okay, this person had a good idea.
You're making me think of, you remember the Scalers? Remember when I yelled at that one guy?
Which one was it?
His name was like Terrence, because he told me to do something. Like he's like, hey, come back over here and do this. And it was the downtime, and I fucking yelled at. I was like, you don't fucking tell me what to do. Like the maddest I've ever been. But I was
The
telling
least
somebody,
favorite thing when the people do that.
dude. I was telling somebody that the other day because I was like, that's the craziest I've ever went on anyone for real, legitimate. Because I was just, that was stressful. That was the
That was the
Detroit
most
one.
high stress environment that we've been in, for sure.
It was rough.
And then we knew at that point we were like, well, this isn't gonna work, like, because it's gonna kill off every one of us.
Yeah.
Like, we would have left. We'd have been like, nope, fuck it, we're out.
Managing people's hard. That was also some good learning moments for some people. I wish we could have maybe propelled some people back at that point, thinking like that,
Agree.
because that could have, I got the taste of it having these random people. It's like it's hard to have 5 new people.
Are you telling me we take another stab at the scalar model with what we know?
Oh shit, we could potentially with
And then
With-
like poach within that?
Yeah, we could really we could put a couple guys on the spot and pay them a little more and say, hey, manager in training, figure this out for us.
I've been very against doing that again, but that has been brought up a few times, and I kind of agree with you that our mindset now might help. We might be way better at it. We might be more prepped for it than we were at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm trying to think about it with moats, like good ways to go about it, because that's also a thing to think about with some of these, especially like crazy big companies. Say we do have a random guy with us, and he just does some bullshit that he's not supposed to do right in front of somebody or acts however. We're going to be badly represented by a really random person, and that would suck to get our name besmirched by like random ass people like Amazon. You know, it was more like nobody's up in your business the whole time, but we would be with somebody the whole time.
Yep.
So it could get weird.
Water. That, like, you saw did you see that Reddit post? That was
Oh yeah, I like that.
Did you read all that? That was crazy.
Yeah, most of it was actually pretty decently nice from a couple people, but a couple people were just like pain in the ass. But I know they just mean like working on the stuff, because it's just like they got to keep up with it, whatever. But it was pretty
interesting. That's just
interesting.
miscommunication between their management and them. Like that's the everyday shit that we deal with. So like, it wasn't like a huge deal to read that. Even the negative reviews, I was like, yeah, that's pretty standard. That's normally how this goes initially. And anyone that's on Reddit commenting on it clearly is focused on other things.
Yeah, that was funny. It was on Reddit. I like that.
I did too. I love that. Which, I mean, that's why I also think that the channel is going to integrate in it as well, and especially through all this growth and recruitment and everything. And I don't know. We need to, one, set ourselves up with our home life, family, but also giving you that ability is kind of like how I've had this ability to do this has helped me focus more on that. And like, I need to take I am away from you, like not fully. Obviously, you have to be in the integral conversations and training and prospects and all the things, but I need you to stop what you're doing and then come focus on other areas.
Come get me. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, it's been rough lately. I mean, there's been some, it's been fine for the most part, but recently it's been a rough ride. So
yeah,
I'll do whatever. But you know how I am. I mean, I could have left this job for a year, and if Trey called me with the question, I'd answer it if I knew it. Yeah, like I'd do that.
Consulting work, and you should still get paid well for that.
I was gonna say, then I'd call Rob and be like, "Hey, so I did about 5 minutes of talking to your guys." But
I had 5 minutes of a conversation that saved you hours on a site.
Yeah,
like let's really talk about what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah, like I'll always do that, really, no matter what's going on. But
which is cool. It's like you're just kind of in a situation where it's like it's just kind of part of it, like part of life.
Yeah, and I was telling Allison earlier because she was having a thing with work where she was worried about someone not messaging her back at work, and like she was like, that seems weird for my manager not to message me back in this certain situation. And I was like, you can't think about it too much because people are just all over the place. I was like, and then I thought about, if somebody said something to me and it really wasn't that urgent, they might not hear from me. But if it's urgent, I'm going to fix it right then. If it was like, I really need this or blah, blah, even if it said nothing urgent and I read the message, I'm just going to be like, all right, I'll just mess with it later because they're just, But
that also is like a testament to why you're good at what you do. It's because like you build that. Like if I were to call you or something and I didn't get an answer, I would then be like, this is urgent. Like the communication is what is a huge piece of that. Know, it's like, when it's like, I need you to answer this, and if not, then it's just like, all right, yeah, like it wasn't urgent. Kind of thing,
like if there's something somebody can't wait on, like I'll do it right then 9 times out of 10. But yeah, that's the thing, like can't worry too much if you said something to somebody and it's not necessarily pressing, don't stress if they don't respond back too quick or even that day. It's like if they're answering your pressing questions though, it's like that's good. Like at least they're making sure you can move forward with things.
There's got to be boundaries within it all,
Yeah, and people were busy. You know how it is. You can message people and not hear for days, and it's just like if it wasn't that important, not a big deal. If it happened to be important, then that sucks. But
yeah,
most time if it's important, people take care of it.
Truth.
Before we go, there is a conversation I want to talk about. Or a topic. Because I'm getting hyped up about this, which if you wanted to try to figure out a way to come to this, you can, but I do already have tickets. Me and my friend Harley are going to the SEC tournament in Nashville on the 15th, and potentially, the seeding is on that specific set of games that we're going to. It's the number 1 seed in the SEC versus whoever won one of the games that have already been played. Tennessee is number 1 right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we're shooting for that. Like we're fucking praying on it. And they get a tough schedule to close out the season. I haven't watched any college basketball this year. I used to watch at least a little more. I just got to watch Tennessee play Auburn tonight. It was a crazy sloppy game, like first half.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you've watched it all or seen any whatever about college basketball.
I mean, Tennessee has that one dude that's kind of electric.
39 points tonight. And it was bangers. He was beating people with layups, like just clean layups. He dunked this one time where you just thought he was going to get this layup, and he just two-hand dunked on somebody. Then right after that, hit a crazy 3.
What's his name?
Dalton Knecht.
Yep, Knecht. That's him. He is NBA ready. Like he's so good.
And
it's crazy.
I've been hearing, like I've seen stats and stuff. He scores a lot, whatever. But like, whoa. It was nuts, and like I'm banking that they can close out this year where they're the number 1 seed. We can go to our game and see them play. But it's actually 2 games. You buy 1 ticket, you get that game and the game right after.
Yeah, you've done this before, right?
Oh yeah, like it's great. It's like one of the most fun things ever.
What do the tickets look like?
What, the price? We paid like $106.
For
like
2 games.
Yeah. Well,
That's
dude,
nice.
If you go on Wednesday or Thursday, like the shittier games, lower seeds, you could pay like $20 or $30 for 2 games.
Damn.
For SEC basketball, whether or not they're good or bad, It's
is it at Bridgestone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But,
yeah. I'll look it up. I'll look into it because that would be cool to do. You
Yeah.
already have your tickets?
Yeah, I mean, I could let you know if there's.
Let me know where you
what it is.
sit because I'll probably bring. What day is it?
This one's Friday.
Of what?
Like noonish, the 15th. So like a week and a half away, 2 weeks away.
Okay. There's a good chance. There's a Nashville. Mason and Blake are coming into Nashville in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah. I already saw that on because I thought Trey was coming. And I was telling him about it.
I was pissed today. Literally was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Trey?" But he manipulated that so 1, he could go to Vegas with Mikey, and 2, it gives him more time at home with his girl. So I get it. But I was like, dude, we talked about this. Like, you had to come to Nashville.
Meet Brew, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I still have.
Oh yeah, no, we have to make that happen. We will. It's the scheduling wise, it's been very, very difficult as of late.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Send me your ticket so I can see if I can find something. Because if I don't bring him, I'll still probably try to get 2 tickets and bring someone else, and we can make a thing out of it.
Crazy thing is too, like I said, I haven't watched one game. Harley texts me today while I'm watching the game. Says, "You watching the game?" Because we just talked like yesterday about the tickets, or 2 days ago. And I was like, actually, I am watching the game because I got cable. I don't really have any streaming services with games really much, like where I can choose them all. And so I was like, yeah, I'm actually watching it. And it wasn't even a good game yet. Like, it was kind of shitty. Like, they were just playing good defense. And I was like, turnover. And then it got so fucking good. But I was like, the announcer said this dude might be like the top pick in the draft. I was like, is he really like actually the best player in the whole thing? And he's like, yes, dude, that's why I'm trying to go fucking see him. Like, he's actually like legit the
That
best.
good, yeah.
Like, because I thought he'd be like a top 10, whatever. He's scoring a lot of points. Like, he's doing good. I didn't think they were saying like he might be the one.
Oh yeah, no, he's legit. And Tennessee's been playing like occasionally just sloppy basketball, but that's pretty routine for them. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes.
It was a weird game. There was a lot of weird things happen that I just thought about. I was like, every time I watch a game, is it like me? Like, is it me watching it that's doing something? Because like, just very weird turnovers, or like how the ball ends up bouncing just to the right person. They shoot the three, they fucking hit it. It's like, why'd they hit that stupid shit? Like, always on us.
I'm making sure this is plugged in because I want to make sure this is recorded. It just hit 1%.
I gotta plug it too.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop off and is it 9:50 where you are?
Yeah.
Lucky. I fucking hate Eastern time.
Yeah. Same.
I was up till I was up fucking later than normal last night, but because it's Eastern, I'm like frustrated about it because I'm usually an hour behind it. But tomorrow Eastern. I don't have any like big meetings, just meetings with other people till like midday, like noon, 1. So I might honestly let's just like pop in on a call and just chat for a little bit in the office. I'll hit you up whenever I get there, and then see if you can hop in for a minute. I don't know whenever you're leaving. What do you know? I have a general idea of when you're gonna roll?
I guess I might just leave when it's checkout. If it's 11, might just leave then.
Okay.
So.
Well, I will. I'll shoot you a text in the morning.
All right. Peace.
Sick. Later, dude.